The Last Bitter Cup, a 10-chapter dystopian story. Chapter 1, The World Without Hunger. The booths hummed. They lined the streets of the dead cities, like glass coffins stood on end, each one tall enough for a person, wide enough for a prayer. Step inside, close your eyes. A pale light would wash over you, from scalp to heel. And when it faded, you were sustained. No protein, no calories, no names for what your body needed. Just a quiet in your gut, where hunger used to live. No one cooked anymore. Kitchens were museums. Children learned the word chew, the way they learned phoenix or ocean, a sound without a referent. Elio watched from the shadow of a collapsed transit station. He was old, not elderly, old the way a mountain is old. His face was a map of lines that deep water could have carved. He wore a coat that had been green once, and boots held together with wire and hope. A line fed into the booth on the corner. People shuffled forward. In, light, out. Their expressions didn't change. Why would they? There was nothing to want and nothing to miss. A young man stepped out of the booth, blinking. Elio caught his sleeve. What did it taste like? Elio asked. The man looked at him, then through him. Taste, he said, like the word was in a foreign language. He pulled his arm free and kept walking. That night, Elio went back to the room he lived in. It had been a storage closet once. Now it was home. He owned 3 things: a knife with a bone handle, a coat that used to be green, and a metal cup dented on the left side. The dent was shaped like a thumb. He sat on the floor and turned the cup in his hands. The metal was warm from his skin. He remembered the weight of it full, the way steam would bite his nose if he leaned in too fast, the way the first sip would sit on his tongue like a warning, and the second would sit like a promise. He packed the cup. He packed the knife. He wrapped the coat tight around his shoulders. He left before the booths lit for dawn. The city let him go. No one watched. No one cared. Chapter 2, Madness Has a Destination. The edge of the city was a mouth. Buildings gave way to broken asphalt, and asphalt gave way to things that grew. Why travel? A woman asked him. She stood in the doorway of a booth, the light making her skin look underwater. Energy is enough. Elio adjusted the strap of his bag. The cup clanked against the knife. Energy keeps you alive, he said. Taste reminds you why. The door closed. The hum took her. The road south wasn't a road. The forest had eaten it. Trees pushed up through the center lines. Vines used street signs as trellises. The plants weren't right. Leaves too glossy, stems too thick, colors that hurt to look at. At night, some of them glowed. A soft blue like the booths. Like a mistake the world kept making. Radiation storms came every 3rd day, or every 5th. There was no schedule. The sky would bruise, and the air would taste like blood and batteries. Elio learned the signs. When the hair on his arms lifted, he ran. He hid under overpasses where roots had cracked the concrete and made caves. He counted the thunder. 1, 2, 3. When the green lightning stopped, he moved again. He walked toward a place that didn't exist. The coffee belt. Once it was a line around the middle of the world. Latin America, Africa, Asia, places where the air was wet and the soil was tired and the altitude was right. Now it was a story, a direction you pointed when you wanted someone to leave you alone. His boots failed first. The soles wore through. He wrapped his feet in cloth and kept going. Water was harder. Streams ran orange or clear, and clear didn't mean safe. He boiled everything. The water tasted like the pot, and the pot tasted like metal, and the metal tasted like nothing. At night he dreamed, always the same dream. A table, a mug, his hand reaching. The dream ended before his fingers closed. He woke with his mouth dry and his chest aching. He talked to himself to keep his voice working. South, he said. Keep south. Madness, probably. But madness with a destination was still a map. Chapter 3. The Family of Fragments. The river was orange. It moved slow, like it was tired of being a river. She was on the bank, washing her arms. The water didn't touch the scars. They were blue and bright, lines of light under her skin that followed her veins, and then didn't. She looked up when he stepped on a branch. The branch snapped. She didn't startle. You're walking the wrong way, she said. Her voice was low. When she laughed, it sounded like wind through broken glass. Dead's behind you. Dead's everywhere, Elio said. She considered that, nodded. Today I'm Kale, she said. Tomorrow we'll see. She joined him because he had the cup, and because he didn't ask her how she got the scars. She walked like she was used to being alone. She didn't talk unless she had something to say. The man was next. He lived inside a bus that had been driven into the ground by something big and angry. The seats were gone. The windows were gone. Books filled the space, or what was left of books. The pages had been torn out in strips. He sat in the middle of them like a scholar. When he saw Elio, he pointed at the cup. He made a drinking motion with his hand. Then he shook his head like the motion hurt. Sky, he said. Broke. Then light. Then gone. The words came out one at a time, with space between them. Language had been bombed apart in him, but his eyes were clear. He understood. He followed them when they left. He carried a sack of book scraps. At night, he would take a scrap out and stare at it, then put it back. The child was last. Elio almost stepped on them. They were small, folded into the roots of a tree, asleep or pretending. Hard to tell age anymore. 8, 12. The booths kept you alive, but they didn't make you grow right. Elio crouched approached. The child opened their eyes. No fear, no anything. Have you eaten? Elio asked. The child shook their head. Ever? Another shake. Elio described sweetness. He used his hands. He said, sun on fruit. He said, first rain on your tongue. The child's face didn't change, but tears came out. No sound, no sobs, just water tracking through dirt on their cheeks. They became a unit, not a family. There was no word for it now. They moved together because moving together was less cold. They couldn't share food, so they shared stories. Elio talked at the fire. The fires were small. Wood was rare. Most of what burned was plastic and old, and made the air taste worse. Coffee was bitter first, he told them. That was the point. You didn't drink it to be happy. You drank it to be awake. The second sip was better. The third, you started to understand why you came back. Kale poked the fire with a stick. Her scars flared with the heat. Why drink something that hurts first? Because the hurt means it's real, Elio said. The child mouthed the word. Real. The man with fragments found a chipped saucer in the ruins of a town. He brought it to Elio and set it next to his bag. The next day, he brought a spoon. He didn't say anything. He didn't need to. Elio was teaching them to crave. It felt like a sin. It felt like a sacrament. Chapter 4. The Return of Warmth. Love didn't arrive with trumpets. It arrived like blood, coming back into a hand you'd sat on too long. Pins and needles. Then warmth. Kale started saving him a place by the fire. It was always the same place. A flat stone that held heat. She didn't say it was for him. She just didn't sit there. Tell me again, she said one night. About the steam. Elio looked into the fire. The flames were low, blue at the edges from the fuel. It came up in a curl, he said. If you blew on it, it would break and come back. It smelled like dirt and like fire and like something else. Like morning. What's morning? The child asked. Their voice was rusty from disuse. Light that's new, Elio said. Not the light from the booths. Light that doesn't know you yet. The man with fragments had been working on a sentence. He practiced when he thought no one was listening. One night by the fire, he said it. I want to remember that. All the way through. No breaks. He looked scared after, like he'd stolen something. Kale reached over and touched the back of Elio's hand. Her fingers were cold. The scars on her wrist were bright. She pulled back fast, like she'd been burned. They found the greenhouse 2 days later. It had fallen in on itself. Glass on the ground, like teeth. Metal ribs bent and sad. Inside, something had lived. Mint, maybe. It wasn't the mint from before. The leaves were thick, almost like leather. The stems were red. Kale broke a leaf. The smell was wrong. Sharp, chemical, but it was a smell. It wasn't ash. It wasn't nothing. She held it under the child's nose. The kid inhaled. Their eyes went wide. Not happy. Not yet. Just awake. Like someone had flipped a switch. That night, Elio and Kale sat up after the others slept. The radiation storm was far off, painting the horizon green and purple. It was almost pretty, if you forgot what it meant. My mother had a mug, Elio said. It had a chip on the handle. She wouldn't throw it away. She said the chip was where she held it, so it fit better. Kale was quiet for a long time. Then my mother was a booth tech. She went in one day and didn't come out. They said it was a malfunction. They said she was sustained. Elio didn't say he was sorry. Sorry was a word that had been used up. He just moved his hand so it was near hers. Not touching, near. For a while, the world softened. They walked, and the walking was less hard. The man found another spoon. The child asked more questions. Did bitter have a color? Was quiet a sound? Elio answered everyone. Bitter was brown, but also black at the edges, but also gold if the light hit it right. Quiet was the sound your own blood makes when nothing else is happening. He thought maybe this was enough. This remembering, this passing it on. Maybe you didn't need the thing. Maybe you just needed the shape of the thing. He was wrong, but he didn't know it yet. Chapter 5. Safety over connection. The man with fragments left in the night. He didn't take anything. He didn't leave a note. He just wasn't there when the sun came up. He came back 2 days later. He wouldn't meet anyone's eyes. He sat as far from the fire as he could and still be part of the circle. They're coming, Kale said. Her scars were bright, too bright. They pulsed with her heart. I can feel it. Elio believed her. The air had changed. It tasted like metal again, but it wasn't the sky. It was people. The raiders came before dawn. They didn't shout. They didn't wear uniforms. They moved like people who had done this before and would do it again. They wanted supplies. They wanted numbers for their facility quotas. The facilities paid for bodies. Bodies went into booths. Booths kept the quotas up. Up was good. Up was safe. Kale was on her feet before Elio was awake. She moved like weather. No pattern, no mercy. She had a knife he hadn't seen. It was already red. She took 3 of them. The 4th got her in the side, under the ribs. She made that glass wind sound once. Then she was on the ground. The child didn't scream. They stood up, and for a second, Elio thought they would run. They didn't. A raider grabbed them by the arm. The child looked at Elio. Their eyes were asking a question. Is this part of it? Is this part of the story about bitter and sweet? Elio tried to get to them. He was old. He was slow. Someone hit him in the head with something hard. The ground came up. When he woke, the camp was quiet. The fire was kicked out. The chipped saucer was broken. The spoons were gone. Kale was on her side. Her scars were dark. The light had gone out of them. The man with fragments was at the edge of the clearing. He wasn't with the raiders. He wasn't with Elio. He was just there. Elio pushed himself up. His head was wet. He crawled to Kale. She was still warm. Not for long. The man spoke. Tired, he said. Tired of. Wanting. Elio looked at him. He wanted to say 100 things. He said none of them. What was there to say? The man had traded them for a booth, for sleep without dreams, for the end of the ache that Elio had taught him to feel. The man walked away, into the trees. Elio didn't follow. He buried Kale with his hands. The dirt was cold. It took a long time. He didn't stop until she was covered. He didn't make a marker. The earth would remember her. It was better at it than people were. He found the child a little way into the trees. They were on their back. Their eyes were open. Elio closed them. He touched their forehead. Sweet was slow, he said. His voice didn't sound like his. The raiders were gone. The spoons were gone. The saucer was gone. Elio picked up his cup. It had a new dent. He put it in his bag. He stood up. He walked. Chapter 6. The Long Walk Alone. He talked to them. He knew they weren't there. Vines are thicker here, Kale, he said. You'd hate them. The water didn't taste like metal today, kid, he said. You'd like that. You'd have a whole sentence for this, he told the man. You'd say the sky is empty, and I am empty, and we match. He said it for him. Cities were worse alone. The booths still worked in some of them. He'd watch people go in and come out. They never looked at him. He was a stain on the sidewalk, a story that had been cut from the book. His body ate itself. His cheeks hollowed. His wrists were sticks. But his mind got sharp. It was like his brain was burning his flesh for fuel. He remembered everything. The chip on his mother's mug. It was on the left side of the handle, near the top. His father read the paper with his coffee. The paper was called the Tribune. The coffee pot was steel. It made a sound when it was almost done. A thick gurgle, like a throat clearing. He walked south. South was a word. South was a direction. South was where the coffee belt used to be. Seasons didn't work right. It snowed in summer. It was hot in winter. The radiation had unstitched the sky. Sometimes it rained, and the rain was warm. He didn't drink it. He slept in cars, in culverts, under billboards that had been torn down by wind and time. He dreamed of Kale's laugh. He woke up with his face wet. He didn't wipe it. Water was precious. He didn't know how long. The sun came up. The sun went down. That was the count. Days, years, maybe both. He kept the cup in his hand when he slept. If he lost the cup, he would lose the reason. If he lost the reason, he would lie down. If he lay down, he would not get up. So he walked until the trees changed, until the air changed, until the light changed, until he saw green. Chapter 7. The hillside that remembered. It was the air first. It didn't taste like metal. It didn't taste like ash. It tasted like green, like wet, like growing. He'd been climbing. The land went up, and he went with it. His legs were sticks. His lungs were paper. But he went. Then the color. He stopped. He thought it was a trick. The storms made you see things. The booths made you see things. Hunger made you see things. But it stayed. Green. Not the glow from the plants that were wrong. Not the light from the booths. Green like from before. Like a flag. He dropped his bag. The cup fell out. He didn't care. He ran. His feet were bleeding. He didn't care. The hillside was small. A dent in the world that the flashes had missed. And there, holding onto the slope like a child to a mother's leg, were the plants. They were not tall. They were not pretty. The trunks were twisted. The leaves had holes. But they were there. Coffee, wild coffee. Elio made a sound. It wasn't a word. It scared birds out of a tree. Real birds. He hadn't seen a bird in years. He went to his knees, then to his hands. He crawled. He put his hand on a leaf. It was waxy. It was real. He put his forehead on the dirt. The dirt was warm. It smelled like dirt, like life, like the opposite of booths. He didn't weep because he'd survived. He'd been surviving. Surviving was a habit. He wept because he wasn't alone in remembering. The earth had kept the secret. The earth had kept the seed. He stayed there until the sun moved across the sky, until his knees hurt and his hands hurt, and his heart hurt in a way that was almost good. Then he stood up. His legs shook. He smiled. The muscles felt strange. He had work to do. Chapter 8. The Ghost of Ritual. Elio's coffee. The last cup recipe. Yield 1 serving. Equipment. Scavenged, imperfect, necessary. Ingredients. Wild coffee cherries. 1 small handful, ripe to near overripe. Deep red, purple, or black. Clean water. 1 cup metal cup measure. Spring water preferred. Time. More than you think. Memory. All you have. Equipment. 1 flat stone, sun-warmed for drying. 2 hand stones for hulling and grinding. 1 sheet of metal folded into a shallow pan for roasting. Firewood, real wood, dry. 1 metal cup, dented, for brewing and drinking. Method. Harvest. Pick only the cherries that give when you pinch them. Green means wait. Black and shriveled can mean past. But taste one. If it's sweet and thin, keep it. Gather enough to cover your palm. You are not taking from the plant. You are asking. Say thank you, out loud or in your head. The plant doesn't care which. Dry. Find a flat stone in full sun. Lay the cherries out. not touching. They need space to give up their water. This takes days, 2, maybe 3. Turn them when you check the snares. Bring them in if the air tastes like storm. You'll know they're ready when they're hard and dark and rattle like small bones. Cull, take a dried cherry, put it between 2 stones. Press, not smash. Roll. The husk will crack. The parchment will crack. Blow the chaff away. What's left is pale green and smaller than you expect. Do this for each cherry. It takes a long time. Let it. Your hands need to remember work. Roast. Build a fire. Small. Patient. Let it burn to coals if you can. If not, use flame, but keep it low. Put the green beans in your metal pan. Hold the pan over the heat. Keep it moving, always moving. First, they will turn yellow. They will smell like grass and hay. Keep moving. Then light brown. They will smell like bread. Your stomach will do something it hasn't done in years. Ignore it. Then they will crack. The first crack is soft, like twigs breaking. That is cinnamon roast. You can stop here. Elio doesn't. Keep going. The beans will go brown, then dark brown. Oils will come to the surface. They will smell like earth and fire, and the thing you've been walking toward. Then the second crack, louder, like bones. That is dark roast. That is where Elio stops. Pull the pan off the heat. Pour the beans onto the stone. Let them cool. Do not touch. They will burn you. Rest. Wait. 10 minutes. The beans need to settle. You need to settle. Look at them. They are smaller now. They are black and shining. They are what you crossed the world for. Grind. Put a few beans between your stones. Press. Roll. Don't pulverize to dust. You want grounds like coarse sand, like the beach in the picture you can't find anymore. Grind enough for 1 cup. 2 spoons if you had spoons. A small handful if you don't. The smell will rise. It will hit you in the chest. You will remember things you didn't know you still had. Let them come. Breathe. Heat water. Fill your metal cup with clean water. Set it near the fire. Not in. Near. You want it hot, not boiling. When tiny bubbles line the bottom and the surface shivers, it's ready. If it boils, pull it off and wait 10 seconds. Boiling burns the coffee. You've waited this long. Don't burn it. Brew. Put the grounds in the cup. Pour the water in a slow circle. Wet all the grounds. The coffee will bloom. It will rise and foam for a second. That's the gas leaving. That's the coffee exhaling. Stir once with a clean stick. Once. Wait. Count to 240. 4 minutes. Watch the ground sink. Watch the steam. Don't touch it. Don't rush it. The ritual is the point. The ritual is the taste before the taste. Drink. Lift the cup. Hold it in both hands. The dent will will fit your thumb. Blow across the surface. The steam will break and come back. Drink. Elio did all of this. His hands shook at first. Then they didn't. Muscle memory lived deeper than grief. The smell when he roasted was a punch to the chest. He saw his mother's kitchen. Linoleum floor. Yellow walls. A radio playing songs he didn't know the names of. He saw kale by the fire, asking about steam. He saw the child, asking if bitter had a color. He almost stopped. The grief was a stone on his lungs. He didn't stop. He kept the pan moving. He heard the first crack. He heard the second. He pulled the beans. He waited. He ground them. The sound of stone on stone was the oldest sound in the world. He heated the water. He poured. He watched it bloom. He lifted the cup. He drank. Chapter 9. The bitterest taste. It was bitter, so bitter his eyes watered before he decided to cry. So bitter his throat closed, then opened, then closed again. So real it hurt in a place the booths had numbed. The heat moved down his chest like a coal. The taste stayed on his tongue, black and gold and brown all at once. He laughed. It came out broken, a sound like a door opening in a house no one lived in. The laugh hurt. He did it again. Then he stopped. The hillside was quiet. The coffee plants didn't move. The birds were gone. There was only him and the cup and the smell of the thing he had made. He looked to his left. No one there. He looked to his right. No one there. No kale to take the cup from him and sip and make a face and hand it back. No child to ask, is that it? Is that the thing? No man with fragments to hold out a chipped saucer. Whole sentence ready. I remember this. The cup was half full. The steam was less. The world was the same. The understanding arrived without noise. It didn't knock him down. It sat on him. It covered him like a blanket made of stone. This was the moment, the one he had walked for, the one that had kept him alive through blood and ash and years that didn't have numbers. And it was empty. Not the cup. The moment. He set the cup down on the stone. His hands were steady. The shaking had left and wasn't coming back. He lay down on the dirt. It was warm from the sun. It smelled like life. The leaves above him moved a little. There was a breeze he couldn't feel on his skin, but the plants could. He wasn't starving. The booths had fixed that years ago, and the habit remained. He wasn't afraid. Fear had been burned out of him, somewhere between the raiders and the ridge. He was just done. Memories didn't come all at once. They came like people to adore, one at a time. Polite, they knew the house was empty. Mornings, the way light looked when it was new and didn't know you yet. Quiet conversations, the specific weight of a mug in your hand, the sound a spoon made against ceramic, Kale's scars in firelight, bright, and then brighter when she laughed. The child's silent tears, the man with fragments saying, "I want to remember that," all the way through. His mother's hand, with the chip in the mug fitting her thumb. His father's newspaper rustling. Love, not the word, the thing, the small, stupid, ordinary thing. The thing that happened between people when they weren't trying. He closed his eyes. He didn't open them. Days passed, or hours, or minutes. The cup cooled. The coffee plants kept growing. Time no longer mattered. Chapter 10, The Echo. The earth took him gently. There was no struggle, no booth, no light, just soil and roots, and the slow, certain work of becoming part of something else. The hillside opened for him the way it had opened for rain, the way it had opened for seeds. From his body, something grew. It started as a thread, then a stem, then a stalk. It moved fast, faster than the other plants, as if it had somewhere to be. The leaves were wide. The green was deep, deeper than the green around it. Green like from before. Green like a word that meant something. It flowered before the season. White flowers, small and many, like stars that had fallen and decided to stay. The flowers became cherries. The cherries were heavy. The plant was stronger than the rest. Its roots went down and out. They found the other roots. They found the water. They found him. They fed on memory, on grief, on the last taste of a world that had forgotten how to want. And far above, something watched. They came without sound. The vessels were the size of cities. They didn't have lights. They didn't have windows. They were surfaces, clean and smooth and indifferent. They had seen planets before. They had a category for this one. Concluded. They scanned. It took less time than a breath. The scan said, no active civilization, no energy signatures beyond decay, no signals, no heat where heat meant life, no reason for contact, no reason for salvage, no reason. A beam came down. It was not a weapon. It was a tool. It was precise. It was clean. It was the period at the end of a sentence that had gone on too long. Earth did not scream. It had forgotten the sound. It did not burn. There was no fire. It did not break. There was nothing left to break. It simply vanished. Matter unmade. Like blowing out a candle. Like closing a book. And somewhere, if somewhere was still a word that meant anything, if anything remained that could measure meaning, an echo lingered. Not of coffee. The plant was gone with the rest. The cup was gone. The hillside was gone. Not of Elio. He was gone before the rest. The earth had taken him gently. And then the earth was gone. But of bitterness, not the kind that sits on the tongue, the kind that sits in the space where a tongue used to be, the kind that comes from being the last one left to taste anything at all, the kind that comes from remembering when no one else does, and then having no one to tell. The echo didn't have a sound. It had a weight. It had a shape. It was the shape of a cup. It was the weight of a memory. Then it was gone too.